Hi, welcome again. This is a very early prototype of OpenLand Mesh. Here you can see we have a sphere, like half a sphere, and we have like a plane which is kind of animating. You can see the physics is enabled. You can see the collisions are updating every frame. And also we have something similar, but it looks like a fountain kind of thing. So all these geometry and animations and everything is generated inside the engine, and I can show you the wireframes. So you can see this is how the wireframes are changing, and you can see all the collisions are changing, and it's pretty nice. And here we run Vertex Modifiers. Each and every vertex is changing each and every frame. Everything you see here runs inside the CPU, but they are running in a different threads, but they don't really affect the performance of the game thread. But ideally we should move this into the GPU and we can get really nice performance. But that's something we should do in the future. Right, let's see what I did here, and I'm going to show you some of the details of what's going on here. Right, now you can see this is like a half a sphere, but actually it's not a sphere. And let me remove all these modifiers and you can see what's happening here. All right, so if you look at it carefully, it's a pyramid. So I can go to the wireframe mode. So basically we have 4 vertices on the bottom and we have 1 on the top, and we created a simple pyramid. Right, and it looks nice. But then we can do subdivisions. For example, let's again go to the wireframe mode, and I can subdivide this into, let's say I've subdivided 1 time, you get this. But then if we subdivide something around like, let's say 4 times, we get something like this. All right, so that's happening inside the OpenLand Mesh, and this is quite fine. But then we have Vertex Modifiers. We can run some modifiers to actually change each and every vertices. So I can enable here, and I can generate the mesh. So then you get a sphere, half a sphere like this. All right, quite cool. And then I go to lit mode. So if you look closer, and you can see the triangles here like this, and it's not nice. I can redo the subdivision for 3, and you can clearly see the subdivision. But how we fix this in the 3D engine, 3D modeling software, is smoothing the normals. Here we can do that based on the angle, just like in Blender and other places. 60 is just fine. And I'm gonna regenerate now all the these triangles are gone because we smooth the normals. And now I can see edges over here, but I can increase the subdivision a little bit more. Let's go. So that's it. We started the pyramid, but now we have like a perfect half sphere. And then what's happening here? The same thing. Here we start, this is a plane, so we start the 0 subdivisions and just a plane, and then we do, let's say 5 times, you get this. So here we are running a Vertex Modifier, it's a little bit different. Okay, and then so you can see these triangles. Then we try to smooth this and we get something like this, and I'll go a little bit higher subdivisions. All right, then get up. Yeah, this looks nice. And here is exactly the same. We started the pyramid and we do a different vertex modifier, and we get something like this. And the cool thing is, as I mentioned earlier, this vertex modifier run each and every frame, and so we can animate. So we can do cool things like this. And how we can do is quite simple. The API is quite simple. It's just like we are writing a material. Right now it's inside the C++, but I'm trying to export this into the blueprint, so you can easily work with this without touching any C++ code. But in the end, we should move all these things into the GPU so we can get a really nice performance. So let me show you something different. Here we have subdivision 6, but let me put something around 7. Right, now this looks really nice, so there is no edges, so you cannot see any triangle effects here. So when I run this, you can see the performance is quite fine in the game thread. But if you look at this fountain, this animation is just choppy. The reason is the CPU cannot handle this much of vertices, and yeah, that's why you get something like this. But it doesn't really affect the other part of the game, and you can see this animation is quite fine. So camera movements are just fine, just because of the way how we are animating inside OpenLand Mesh. In order to do this, I had to change a lot of stuff in the code. All right, see you soon with something interesting. Hopefully in the next video, I can give you the actual plugin so you can start working on this. All right, see you then.